say thank you.
We're dying, we're dying, we're dying, we're dying. We're dying, we're dying, we're dying.
Yeah, I could see that ruffling a lot of feathers.
But yeah, we're doing it. We're recording again. We're back with a brand new episode of Good Morning, We're Dying. I'm here. I am Alex.
I'm Sam.
Sam, and we are going to talk for an hour.
I'm excited to hear how your week has been. What you have some stuff rattling around up there.
Well, my week has been like pretty standard. Like it's been fine. I didn't do any comedy this week. But like just things have hit the algorithm has been strong this week. I'll just put it that way. So I went down a wormhole because of a TikTok video that hit my consciousness, my consciousness known as my TikTok algorithm, and I went on a wormhole on it, and it's not new. It's not new on the internet. It's nothing like people are gonna probably see clips if we clip this part of the episode, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, big deal. We heard about this 4 years ago," but I just heard about it, and I think it's hilarious, and I want your reactions on it as well. But I have not told Sam what it is because I want Sam's genuine initial reactions. Because I think it's hilarious. Maybe my brain is just broken. I don't know, but we'll find out. So a clip came up in my algorithm, and it was about a children's show from Denmark about a guy named John Dillerman. And he is a middle-aged man who walks around in like a red and white striped kind of like body bathing suit, and has a penis that apparently just can elongate with no end. and the penis gives him like superpowers.
What? Is this on prime time?
No, it's a kids show. Yeah.
What? This is a legit kids show.
It's a kids show. Yeah. I mean, they play this for children in Denmark. And John Dillerman literally translates to John Penis Man.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man. So why does he need these superpowers?
He just helps people with because so the penis has a mind of its own, and so like he doesn't control what it does, and so it gets him into trouble, and to make up for the penis he tries to help people.
I don't know what kind of message this is sending. Like, penises have minds of their own. And
well, they kind of do. I can attest to that.
And you can sometimes get in trouble because of it. But maybe your good cannot counteract the bad.
I think it's a show about accountability and mending fences. That's what I think.
So how does he help? Does he does he work with Habitat for Humanity?
So he'll find himself in situations, and his penis will make them like complicated, and so then he'll try to fix the situation. Like there's one episode where he's like at the zoo, and he gets some ice cream, and he wants to like give it to the lion at the zoo, and so he opens the lion gate but can't find the lion, but then as he's looking for the lion sneaks out and starts terrorizing the zoo goers. So then he comes out and with his penis tames the lion and gets it back into the cage.
Like, when you say tame the lion? Is he using it like an old-timey circus person, like
kind
a
of
whip?
it's kind of like a cowboy with a lasso, you know?
So it's flaccid.
Oh yeah. No. It's not like an erect penis. It doesn't erect. It elongates. So it's still like flaccid. It just gets like longer and longer and longer. It protrudes through his, like, out of his bathing suit. Like, it doesn't come out of his bathing suit. It's always covered by his bathing suit. That's why he's wearing the bathing suit, because it's elastic. So his penis can just continue to elongate, and the suit just keeps it covered.
So the suit is magic too?
Yeah, yeah, apparently. It's probably the same thing. It's probably the same, like, material as, like, Mr. Fantastic's suit from the Fantastic Four. I would imagine it's like the same kind of deal.
Do you think Mr. Fantastic also has his power?
I would imagine, because I mean, if his arms and his legs can stretch like that, I would imagine he can, like, stretch his penis out the same way.
Do you think that there's been a comic where he's done this before?
I don't think so. I don't think Marvel goes there.
How?
We've talked about this. Remember why I don't like the Marvel universe? Because I feel like they're not horny enough. Like, you've got the hottest people on the planet and not one of them wants to have sex ever. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
So I just don't get how his suit goes the way that it needs to. Because I feel like it'd just be like a bag of penis.
Well, see, you're applying, non-Danish logic to a Danish problem. That's why you're having a hard time wrapping your head around this. But if you would think like a Dane, it would make total sense.
And it stays the same girth as well.
Yeah, same girth. It just gets really, really long. It's almost like a broomstick, but it just keeps getting longer.
And
it's like Pinocchio's nose, but like pliable.
How much do you think it weighs?
I mean, depends on how long it gets.
Does he look like he has the muscles to, like? Oh,
he's the type of guy that if he wasn't a cartoon, if he was a real man, I would totally fuck him. John Dillerman is definitely in my wheelhouse.
And how long has this show been on for?
I don't think it's on anymore. It was 2 seasons, and I think it was like 4 years ago that it was on.
How many episodes?
Well, I intend on going through the Wikipedia here once we're done with the questions. So we'll find out. They're quick. They're not like long episodes. They're like 8-minute episodes, I think. So they're more like shorts, kind of like how The Simpsons were on Tracy Ullman. It's kind of like the same deal. But I don't think this was part of any bigger show. I think it just aired as an 8-minute cartoon, like standalone.
Would you have watched this as a child?
Oh, of course.
Would you have viewed it in a sexy way, or just like, this is normal? No,
well, that's the thing. I mean, it is the like, nothing about, like, he's not like doing the penis stuff in any sort of sexual way. Like, he's not like using it to like seduce anyone, He's using it literally to like try to save people. like he uses it as like a helicopter to fly around town.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, he like uses it like as a propeller blade, and it like flies him around town. And then I saw like another clip where he was kind of like bouncing on it, like Tigger bounces on his tail.
Do you think he's used it to murder anyone?
Oh, I'm sure the penis itself. I don't know I don't think intentionally, but because of the nature of the penis, I'm sure it's at the very least hurt someone that he's had to like make an amends for. But I don't think the penis itself is murderous. I think it's just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like mischievous. I think it's just like a mischievous penis.
I mean, because helicopters kill birds all the time.
Well, okay. If we're gonna talk about that, sure, yes, I'm sure it's probably chopped up a few seagulls. But But if you're talking about like premeditated murder, I don't think the penis has done premeditated murder.
And does the penis have like a mind of its own, or is he pretty in control of it?
No, the penis has a mind of its own, from what I understand. Like, there's no English dubs of it, so I couldn't like watch an episode and understand what was going on. It's like all in Danish, and then I watched a few videos of actual Danes explaining it. And so what it sounds like is the penis just kind of like has a mind of its own and just does stuff. But every now and then it seems like he can get control of it. Like if he's like paying attention, he can control it. Because there's like a few clips of like the penis just like laying there and a lawnmower is coming towards it. And at the last minute, he like pulls it away because he realizes the lawnmower is coming.
Is it always elongated to some extent?
No, sometimes it's just normal. But then like if something like arouses it, like not in a sexual way, but like it's curiosity, like a cat, that's when it comes out.
I feel like he would have gotten torsion, some kind of torsion by now with what it is. That a lesson in one of the episodes?
Well, I mean, I would assume that this is part of like the superpower, right? Like there's no torsions. That's why it's special.
Is he the only person in this universe that has that?
So I don't think so, because there was one clip that I was watching that was just like a super clip of all the episodes. And there's a very quick shot that they don't let play out long enough of another guy wearing the exact same suit as him, just kind of like flying into the screen and looking like adversarial with him. But like his penis is not elongated yet. And they cut away before like you see the result of it. But like as soon as I saw that, I was like, that would be like my heaven. Like if I went to the bathhouse and Mr. Dillerman or John Dillerman and whoever the other guy was, like we're just like in the same place at the bathhouse, like I'd be like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a good night. Just like two like 40 to 50-year-old bears with penises that just elongate like, you know, endlessly. Yeah, that's like, you know, happy birthday to me, you know.
If they could get intimate with you across the room, but just like sitting where they wanted to sit, would you engage, or would you want some more romanticism?
I would probably engage, because like sex can be a lot of things, Sam. It doesn't have to always be this spiritual experience. It can sometimes just be a high five, you know? Hey, good to see you. Long time no see. It can be that sometimes, you know? I mean, it's nice when it's like a meaningful thing, but like it doesn't have to be.
Do you still like it as much when it's just a high five?
It's different. I mean, I don't know. I don't like to compare
apples and
them
oranges.
because they're different. It's a different thing, you know?
Are there any like vaginas that have this?
Not that I'm aware of. Although, what would a vagina in that universe? Would it just like
a flying squirrel almost? Like,
but does that mean that it just gets like wider?
Yeah, like a
does it like open, or does it just like get swollen?
I could kind of see it potentially getting swollen, like one of those like balls that you bounce on in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like that could be an episode.
Yeah, I don't know. That's I mean, that's just, from what I've seen, it only this condition only affects penises, and only in Denmark.
Seems pretty sexist.
Yeah, well, that's we'll get into it. Do you want me to read like from the Wikipedia, because it's like very funny?
Yeah.
So like, I want to get into like the episode descriptions. But like the premise real quick. John Dillerman is a middle-aged man who wears red and white striped bathing costume. He has a penis that can extend to a length of dozens of meters. John uses his prehensile penis, which stretches within his clothes, as a tool, such as to tame lions or to fly about like a helicopter. but it also often acts independently of John, getting him into trouble. The episode descriptions are where it's at, though. I was reading these earlier, and I was like, this is so funny. So episode 1, John becomes the neighborhood dog walker using his penis as a dog leash.
How did they pitch this? And then lead with the dog.
I mean, I think it sells itself. I don't know. I have to assume that the heads of this network are gay. Like, that's the only way this gets through, I think.
Did he use it as both the collar and the leash? How did he clip it to the collar?
I don't know. That's just the plot.
And if you were a neighbor, would you be cool with somebody walking one of your dogs with their penis?
As long as the job gets done, you know? Your tactics are your tactics. I'm not going to judge you and your approach to your profession. As long as that dog comes back tired and isn't barking and destroying my furniture, hey, we're going with it.
But what if it smells like penis?
Well, I mean, he's still the penis isn't coming out. It's still within the bathing suit.
How thick is the bathing suit?
I mean, it's probably standard.
Is he wearing the same
thickness.
bathing suit all the time?
Yeah, every episode.
Then that bathing suit has a smell to
Well,
it.
he could have like 12 of them. He just wears a different one every day.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine if you can only wear one type of outfit, you would get multiple of that outfit.
Do you think there's multiple magic elastic bathing suits out there? That seems like a one and done project.
Well, I mean, I would imagine if John Dillerman lives in your neighborhood and you're like the neighborhood tailor, you see an opportunity to make some money. So you keep the red and white striped bathing suit stocked, you know? You know, John comes in, he's like, "Oh, John, I see you wore another one out."
Well, he just has two customers on him and his nemesis. It doesn't seem like very lucrative.
This is a small town, Sam, okay? Like, two men with giant penises can prop up an entire small village, okay?
So clearly his dog walking did not work out. So what is episode 2, dare I ask?
Episode 2, John has the world's longest penis. Instead of feeling embarrassed for being different, he realizes his penis can be a superpower.
Why wasn't that episode 1?
Because the town clearly needed a dog walker. That the priority was dog walker, then self-actualization. Okay.
And it seems like a pretty...
Listen, John Dillerman is a man of the people. Okay, he's gonna put his proletariat first before himself, even. Okay, John Dillerman is the type of man I can get behind.
There's just so many questions I have. Like, how does he know for sure? If he looks at his member and is like, wow, this can do some extraordinary things, the audacity to assume that he is the only one.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the other guy comes up. I couldn't find anything on the other guy though, so I was trying to figure out who that man was.
Is there an episode where he has like a bad dream about himself? Did it look like himself?
I don't know. We'll have to keep reading the episode descriptions to find out. Where am I? John accidentally knocks over his grandmother's vase with his large penis and must find a job so that he can afford to buy her a new one.
Is his grandmother in the vase?
No, it's his grandmother's vase. He's like at her house.
How old is he?
He's like probably like, I don't know, in his 40s or 50s. He's like a middle-aged guy, maybe.
I'm impressed his grandma is still around.
Hey, you know those Danish women? They're sturdy. They stick around for a long time.
And how did his penis not get? Was it like? Can it zig? Was it like zigzagging like a snake, like
I mean,
a Disney snake?
looking. So I would just, from what I know of the series as a whole, I would have to assume it's like a situation where the penis started moving on its own, like it started doing the mind of its own thing
At grandma's house?
at grandma's house. Probably, maybe grandma had like a pie in the windowsill, and the penis wanted some of that pie, and so it was going towards the pie, and then just happened to knock over the vase.
That's a bold move from the penis. Also, why doesn't the penis know to be on its best behavior around grandma?
Because we just said the penis is mischievous. The penis likes to mix it up a little bit.
The penis has had 50 years to get its act in order. So,
I mean, it's a penis. It doesn't have to get a job.
does he ever try to train his penis? Did he slap it around?
I mean, that's a question that I had actually, was like, why hasn't he tried to hone his power, Like learn to control it, like do like a
Luke Skywalker Yoda montage?
yeah, or like I was gonna say like Professor X. Like, is there a Professor X of penis? Like, I think there needs to be a Professor X of penis, and I think I can be that Professor X. I can teach John Dillerman and people with his condition how to control their penises.
Those unaired episodes. Where'd all those mutants go?
Like, that's the gritty reboot of John Dillerman. Professor P, that's me.
Would you sit in a chair the whole time?
Oh yeah, you have to. I'd be like in a wheelchair training these penises.
You'd have that helmet thing too, but it'd just all be the penises locked into it.
All right. Should we move on to episode 4? When John's grandmother sends him outside to play games with the neighbors, he becomes competitive that he cheats using his penis. I actually think I did see a clip from this episode. So I think this episode, he was going to do like a bike race. Like, they were on bikes and they were going to like race, him and his neighbors. And like his neighbors like go, like they all go, and his neighbors kind of like jump out ahead, and he kind of like starts falling behind. So he just like shoots his penis out, grabs something way ahead, like by the finish line, and then just like pulls himself with the penis. And he just like darts past them.
Well, I don't think that's cheating. I think that's using your resources.
Well, I mean, it depends, right? Like, if at the beginning of the race they said no using your penis, then that would be cheating. But if there were no stipulations, then yes, I agree. That's just, he's using his competitive advantage.
Yeah, he's using his physicality.
Mm-hmm.
How old are the people he's competing against? Are they?
I kind of think it's the neighborhood children. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
And he's in his 40s or 50s?
Yeah.
Okay, like I can.
Well, they're racing towards an ice cream stand.
That makes it worse. Is he living with his grandmother?
Yes. See, I didn't know that was his grandmother. When I was watching the clips, I thought that was like his wife or something. But she's like an old, like kind of like Eastern European looking woman. I know Denmark's not Eastern European, but that's what they made her look like. Just like with like, the babushka on and all that stuff. And I think, I think his neighbor is supposed to be Asian. And I think what the series is doing is kind of like, how South Park did the Canadians with like the half face and their mouth, like the head would open when they talk and like the beady eyes. I think the way they depicted Asians was they just had no eyes.
What?
Now, this is just me speculating because I couldn't understand the words, but I think the neighbor is supposed to be Asian. If I'm wrong, hey, get in the comments and correct me. But from what I was piecing together, from what I was seeing, because again, I couldn't understand the words and there weren't any captions. From what I was seeing, I think the neighbor was supposed to be Asian.
What is this show? How did it even get this many episodes? Does John have like? Does the main character have like a learning thing?
I don't think so. I think he's a normal guy.
And
I think he's neurotypical.
Playing with children.
Yeah.
Using his penis.
Well, yeah.
To pull out against them as they race towards an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And he is living with his grandmother and following her directives, which I guess is respectful. But do you see him being like a father figure or mentor to these children? Or do you think he sees them as his peers?
See, I think he sees himself as an outsider. And I think he's ridiculed for his large penis. And he's just trying to fit in.
So he hangs out with a cohort that has significantly smaller penises.
Yeah, because he wants people to know that he's just like them. What?
I feel like
he's just like anyone. He puts his pants on one penis at a time.
And they portray certain communities in not the greatest way.
Again, listen, this is speculation. I don't know for sure if his neighbor is Asian. I just think that his neighbor was supposed to be Asian.
Like, this show's not racist.
No, I didn't say I want the neighbor to be Asian. I'm just saying from the cues that the visuals of the show were giving me, I was interpreting the neighbor as being Asian.
I like if we sat down with the creators and be like, no, why would you think that?
Listen, I'm sure there's going to be like plenty of Danes getting into the comments of all of our clips and episode and everything, correcting me on everything that I get wrong, which is probably everything. But I thought the neighbor was supposed to be Asian.
This is going to turn into another Carl episode. What's episode 5?
All right, episode 5. This one's gonna be great. John's grandmother gives him a gun and asks him to shoot a pheasant for dinner. And I did see clips of this one, and it's not just a gun. She gives him like a shotgun. And he's just willy-nilly shooting it into the air with his penis.
His penis is the one shooting it?
Yeah.
Why would he give a part of him that has a mind of its own a weapon?
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, you have a mind of your own.
Yeah, but if I had like a hand that I couldn't control, I wouldn't be like, well, let's just put a gun in there and see what happens.
Maybe we're thinking about it wrong. Maybe the penis has a man behind it that it can't control.
What do you think has more restraint, the penis or the man?
I don't know. I would say the penis, because the penis has superpowers and it could easily just mow down the entire town, and it doesn't.
Why does he need a gun? Why couldn't he just use his penis to strangle the pheasant?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think because The Danish are very respectful of traditions, and traditionally you go and you murder pheasant with shotguns.
That doesn't sound very resourceful.
I mean, did we question when Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face? That's what they were doing.
Has he ever tried to chop it off? Like, would it kill him?
Not on purpose, but there have been situations where like, so like the neighbor, there's a scene where like the neighbor is the Asian guy is trimming his hedges with like the hedge trimming thing, you know, and he keeps like messing with him and poking his penis up from the bush where he's about to cut, and then cutting and then like bringing it down, kind of like whack-a-mole.
Is he doing it in a friendly way or a hate crime?
No, he's doing it. Well, I think he, in his mind, is doing it in a friendly way.
I am just still suspicious. Like, this is a children's show. Yeah, it stars very long appendage. And then they give a gun and it involves murder. Does it show the shooting of the pheasant?
I don't think a pheasant. Oh, so that's the thing about the episode. His penis is so bad at hunting that he ends up coming home and buying pizza.
Did he ever try to hold the gun himself? Or was
I think he did try, and I think the penis like took the gun from him.
Oh, that's wild. If he could only control, like, if the penis had good aim, and then if he had good aim on both hands, he could have been like the General Grievous of long appendages, just
Okay.
holding it out.
So there's like 10 episodes. We'll do one more. We'll do episode 6.
Total 10 episodes between
in the first season, and then the second season I think is also 10 episodes. So I'm not going to read all of the episodes. We'll read one more, and then we'll jump ahead to the conclusion of this Wikipedia article.
I want to see how the series ends. So yeah, read this episode and then the last episode.
Okay. So episode 6 of season 1. While helping his grandmother in the garden, John has trouble with his penis and ends up hitting a neighbor and cutting down the apple tree with it.
How can he not kill a pheasant but mows down an apple tree with his penis?
So I did see this one. This is another one where there's a clip, and the neighbor is like, this is the hedging the bushes episode, but the neighbor is like pruning the tree this time on a ladder, and John ends up lifting the neighbor up and the ladder, like he's on the ladder and he lifts the ladder up into the air, and then the neighbor falls off of the ladder into the apple tree, and then he tries to get him down from the apple tree and ends up snapping the apple tree in half.
This is very intense for a children's show. And sounds pretty violent towards the neighbor.
Well, he's nosy. He's constantly looking over the fence, trying to see what John's penis is up to. You know, it's like, mind your own business.
Do you think it's John's choice to live with his grandmother?
I don't know. I would have to be able to understand the context of what is being said to be able to answer that question. But my guess is a Danish man, a portly Danish man, a sturdy Danish man with an extremely large penis wouldn't have a hard time finding a wife. I would assume.
Mm-hmm. And is he even interested in women? Is he ace? Is he gay?
I mean, that's a good question. I would think that he would probably be ace, because there truly is nothing sexual in the show. Like, he's never he's never doing like the Bugs Bunny, like drooling when Lola Bunny walks by. Like, he's never doing the like wooga, like he's never doing that at a woman ever, like in any episode. And he's never like fawning after a woman. He's always just like doing quests. And so like I would think he's probably ace. Like either he's ace or he's gay and he's a side.
What's that?
Side is neither top or bottom. You just like to cuddle. And maybe do like hand and mouth stuff.
Is that where side piece comes from?
No, I think this is different. Because I think it's more so a play on top and bottom. Because like, I think middle is too on the nose, so you do like side. And also like, you know, like maybe like you're thinking about like spooning, you're on your side, you know?
Yeah, that seems pretty, from what I've heard at least. From there, he seems like a side.
Yeah. You think he's gay? You think he's a gay side?
Yeah.
You don't think he's just ace?
What?
Because he's not fawning over men either.
Yeah, that he seems like his penis seems like it'd want to be a cuddler. If it's up to all this mischief, it's just not doing nothing at night to keep warm. What's the series finale?
Series finale. Oh, there's no description for the series finale. It's just the name of the episode is Happy New Year, John.
It wasn't that happy.
There's a description for 2 episodes before. And the episode is called John in the Snow. And the description is John goes skiing and his penis causes fear and chaos involving a giant snowball.
Does he use his penis to help ski? Is the penis making a snowball by itself? Is his penis creating a snowball as he's skiing along? Like, is it dragging snow behind him? And it's like, did you watch this clip?
There was no clip on this one, so I don't know. At least I didn't find a clip on this one. So I don't know. I can only assume that the penis was like just maybe trying to play a prank and didn't really understand what it was doing. And did the like snowball at the top of the hill and like push it, and then it just like gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then like John had to maybe like try to stop the snowball from crushing the town.
And this is animated, right?
It's like stop motion.
Stop motion.
So like the California Raisins kind of thing. Or like Team America, but like with claymation, not dolls.
Like the Rankin Bass.
Like what?
Rankin Bass, like the Rudolph.
Oh yeah. It's like that. Yeah, it's like Yukon Corleone, you know.
Yukon Corleone. That movie or that Christmas show would have been a lot different.
He kind of looks like him though a little bit, like no beard, but just like a curly mustache. But he looks like him. All right, do we want to talk about the reception of the show?
Yeah.
John Dillerman was popular in Denmark upon release, with 250,000 children viewing the first episode in 5 days and went viral. The series has found fans among Danish TV personalities and children, according to a DR executive. Children were making snowmen, drawings, dolls, and songs about John Dillerman at the 2021 Fastlovin festivities. John Dillerman was a popular choice of costume.
I feel like, do you think those costumes were meant to be like, or do you think that those people were also innocent in there?
I don't know. I think it depends. If we're talking about children, I think they were just trying to depict a hero of theirs. If we're talking about adults, I think there's maybe something creepy going on. Catherine Bennett of The Guardian praised the series as something that British leaders could learn from, but the series' unusual premise was also criticized as pandering to pedophiles or as making light of the Me Too movement against sexual violence against women. A gender studies professor of Roskilde University, Christian Groves, criticized the series for perpetuating the standard idea of patriarchal society and normalizing locker room culture, which has been used to excuse a lot of bad behavior for men.
Yeah. I see both, I guess, because like being like, well, I didn't do that. That was my penis. I had no control. I don't even know what I was up to this whole time. Like, that's not sending a great message. But I can also understand the wanting to normalize talking about our bodies in a non-sexual way.
Yeah. I mean, listen, guys with big penises have had it hard for so long. You know, they've been ostracized from our society. Like, it's time that they got their time to shine. You know, it's time that we like stopped big penis hate. You know. Us small penis men, we've been, bullying these guys for way too long.
I know, they just have nowhere to fit in except their grandma's house and the neighborhood children.
And the zoo. The DR executive said that the series was part of DR's ambition to make children's content that dares to tackle embarrassing, difficult, quirky, and funny topics, that it was about being true to oneself and one's flaws, and that it acknowledged children's curiosity about human bodies. He said that the series was as desexualized as it can possibly get, and that it was developed together with a child psychologist and other professionals who reviewed the scripts to ensure that children would not misinterpret what they saw.
Do you think it's a real child psychologist? Like that's certified?
I think it's a real child psychologist in the way that Stanford would do mental, like, psychiatric tests back in the 60s.
Yeah. Do they name the psychologist, or they're like, we have a friend?
There's a link. There's a source.
A citation?
Yeah, there's a citation. We can find out. Wait, that's just telling me what developmental psychology is. That's not telling me who the psychologist was. Where I'm trying to find it. Where kids TV accused of normalizing rape culture. Danish broadcaster defends kids show about man with superhuman penis. It's desexualized as it can possibly get. John Dillerman, hitter. Oh, that's Danish. A cartoon fantasy about a man who can't control his penis. Sounds like reality TV. Denmark launches children's TV show about man with giant penis. I think this Danish broadcaster defends kids show about man with superhuman penis. That might be where they got the
reference.
The psychologist. I'm trying to see.
Do you think from the clips that you have watched that it was as desexualized as it could be?
Okay. No more doing a bit. I will be serious. I think it was desexual. I don't think it was being sexual. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't like, like lasciviously like fawning over men or women. He literally was just doing these things. But unfortunately, when you do it with your penis, it becomes a little questionable. And I don't know. Listen, I understand people's like cultures are different, and the Danes are very free with like nudity and all that kind of stuff. But like, you got a man helicoptering around town with his dick. Like it's hard to separate the sex from the not sex.
Is that a lot in your feet? Like, could you pull up something right now and show me?
Like what? Like the
Yeah.
clips or whatever? I mean, I could probably find it. It wasn't like
You
hard.
just find
Actually, it's gonna be on.
helicopter
It's gonna be on this phone,
Okay,
and this
never
phone's
mind.
recording, so I can't. I mean, this phone's not recording, but it's controlling the camera, so I can't.
Yeah, because I am intrigued as to like what this would look like and how I don't know. I can't tell if it's just because of where we grew up.
It literally is like the Christmas, like the Christmas specials, the stop motion Christmas. It literally is like that, but it's a man. Like I can probably get some pictures. I don't have TikTok on here, so it's gonna be hard to get clips. Do I have YouTube on here at least? I don't think so.
How would you like working on that set to like go and
So here's a picture.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, that's a picture. Let's try to blow that up a little bit. Yeah, he's barbecuing hot dogs right now.
His penis is pouring lighter fluid onto.
It is a little weird that the food is already on the grill and he's pouring lighter fluid over the food into the fire.
It definitely seems like he's trying to kill people. Like that's poison.
I don't think his intent is to kill people. I think he's just stupid. Like with a penis that big, there's got to be a lot of blood in there and not too much going to your head at that moment, right? Like,
yeah, I don't get how the suit retracts and there's not that much extra fabric. Like there's no amount of like nylon or spandex that can do that much stretching.
it's a cartoon, Sam.
I'm not gonna suspend anything. And that does not look like if I was a child,
Yeah.
that would give me nightmares. Like that's not happy.
I'm just imagining like Danish children being excited to see John Dillerman. Like imagine like how kids must like respond like when they see like LeBron James or something.
Do you think they got somebody that specialized in stop motion to do this, or do you?
Oh no, the animation was terrible. Like they're like walking is just floating across the screen. Like their legs aren't like, you know.
What was their budget for this?
I would imagine very low. It's Danish television. I can't imagine they're working with like a huge budget or anything.
I just can't imagine. I feel this feels like a high thought that somebody had that somehow carried into 2 seasons.
I mean, isn't that just American television? I feel like that's just American. You just described American television.
Okay, pitch me this show in 10 words.
Man of the community uplifts his neighbors.
I think
Okay, I got
man
7.
of the community uplifts his neighbors. So you think his penis is uplifting?
Man of the neighborhood uplifts his community with his penis. There we go. I mean, I feel like we wouldn't be so like uptight about John Dillerman if he lived in like Boys Town in Chicago. I feel like this would be the story of a hero if that was the case. Or like West Hollywood or something, you know?
So he's living in a rural community
Yeah, in Denmark.
in Denmark.
I wouldn't say it's a rural community. It's like a suburban community in Denmark, basically. Like the equivalent of that.
How would you feel if your neighbor was John Dillerman?
Personally, I'd be like, "Hey, come on over. I'll make dinner."
So you'd be fine just like trimming up your hedges and somebody is shooting their penis up like
Oh yeah, I'd be like,
whack-a-mole.
"No, John, you knucklehead." He'll like, I'll go over, I'll trim this way, and just miss his penis. And be like, "Oh my god!" And then he'll like tap me on the shoulder, and I'm like, "John, you just rascal."
Do you think that the person who, like the crew for this was honest prior to this airing? Was like honest with
So
people about what they were working on?
I watched a few. I'm not gonna say I watched a ton of clips. I watched a few clips of Danes explaining and defending the cartoon, and it seems like they were all pretty on board with this cartoon.
So only got backlash externally.
Yes, pretty much, more or less. I mean, there was some back. Obviously, the the professor at the university, that was internal, but I think the general public was like okay with the show. And the thing is, no one was like, I didn't really see any backlash for, so it felt weird from like the things that I read, because like the backlash was about the depiction of masculinity, not about sex, but just like the depiction of masculinity and the patriarchy. But the response from like the TV execs was like, well, we desexualized it. It's like, well, but that's not what they said. No one was talking about like the sexualization of it. People were talking about like the power roles being depicted. Like that was what the backlash was. The backlash wasn't about like this, like, you know, being sexualized and peddling sex on children, because I think the exec was pretty accurate in saying they desexualized it as much as they possibly could. I mean, there's always, I think, for most of the world, going to be an element of sex involved when your main character is a penis.
Yeah. Even in Disney movies, there's always like some kind of tension.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But the main criticism, though, that I was reading was not about like sexualization. It was about like patriarchy and power roles. That was the actual pushback that I didn't really see anyone really address. It was always the pushback was always like, well, we desexualized it. It was like, yeah, but that's not what the pushback is.
what was the year? Like, what were the years that it was
I think it was like 4 years ago. So I think it was like, what, 2020 that it came out? Or maybe it was before that. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the article again.
That does seem like some pandemic thoughts.
Let's go back to the top here. It says when it aired. 2021.
So the children that were actually like children during this are still super young.
Yeah.
So I guess it's very hard to see the impact it has on them.
Yeah.
And we'll be waiting, I guess, a while to see if there are people claiming that their penises were acting on their own.
Yeah.
So the people who are out there defending it,
That people are what?
that are out there defending it, is it like the parents? Are they like people who are teens during that?
I mean, the main thing that I was seeing was just like the executives defending it, in print, but like the YouTube articles were just people. They weren't like you know, employees of anything.
And this is legit like a children's show, not like Adult Swim over there.
No. It is like Blue's Clues, or like Dora the Explorer. Like it is that. It is that level.
What other children's shows do they have in Denmark that this is the cream of the
I don't know. This one occupied my time, so I didn't really look too much into any other children's shows.
Yeah. Would you watch it? Like if it was on TV here?
Oh, I would watch it in a second. I was trying to find English dubs to do this episode. I was trying to find English dubs.
I have
Like
never,
I'm hoping Netflix picks this up eventually.
I've never heard of it. Like how did this what in your algorithm do you think that TikTok picked up on that was like, let's just start showing Alex these clips.
I have no idea. I do have a few friends that send me TikToks, and maybe the TikToks that they send me have now like infiltrated my algorithm.
Are you just a big stop motion fan?
Well, it has more to do, I think, with the penis, but.
Yeah. Danish children's shows don't show up for me when I go on TikTok.
Well, this one other channel started coming up for me on TikTok. It's a lady that just like finds adult children's like books that are written in the style of a children's book, but it's for adults, and they're just all like sexual innuendo.
And have you been following that for a while?
I don't follow her. She just keeps coming up in my algorithm.
Was it before or after?
This was before.
Oh.
So I think that was like the precursor to me getting this John Dillerman video.
And has your algorithm changed after you went down this rabbit hole?
That was this morning, literally, or last night. It was last night. Yeah. I was like trying to fall asleep, and I was just like doom scrolling, and it came up. And then I went down the wormhole like literally last night.
And so when you got online this morning, did more videos of?
I haven't gone through TikTok yet today.
Look at you! It is late in the day.
I had stuff to do, Sam. I had to, play Watch Dogs.
I have no idea.
I had to go grocery shopping.
Where do you go grocery shopping?
Well, I mean, we normally go to Kroger or Meijer. But I went to like the fancy one today because I'm going to make a nice dinner tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you making?
Filet Diane.
What's filet Diane?
It is filet mignon. And it's made with like a flambéed pan sauce. And the base of that is it can be like brandy or cognac. And you flambe the mushrooms. And then once you get the sauce like nice and creamy, you first cook the steaks, you like blacken them, and then you do the pan sauce because you need the flavor and the seasoning. You need the fat from the steak, and then you put the ingredients in for the sauce. You let that like simmer and reduce, and then once that gets creamy, you put the steaks back in to warm them back up, and then you serve that over a bed of mashed potatoes.
Is this something that you learned to make as an adult, or did you have it
as an adult? So are you familiar with the Italian restaurant Salvatore Scalapini?
Only by name.
It is one of their main dishes, and once upon a time, Keith and I used to go there all the time because it was very close to our house. So we would go there for dinner all the time, and we would always get I would always get the steak Diane. He would vary it up, but I was just like, this is so good, I can't not order it when we come here. But then we moved out here, and there's no Salvatore Scalapini anywhere. And during lockdown, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to make it. And so I found a recipe online on savor.com and followed the recipe and made it at home, and it was like great. So this is gonna be Keith's birthday dinner. Aww. I asked him what he wanted, and he said he wanted that. So.
That's so sweet. Are you gonna wear a white and red bathing suit as you make this dish?
Yeah, except like unlike John Dillerman, my penis is not going to extend endlessly.
That's a quitter's mentality, Alex.
My luck, if I got like a superpower that involved my genitalia, it wouldn't be like my penis that grows. It would be my balls that grow. Like my balls would just get really, really big.
I think that would actually be useful because you know that how they say to put things in like quarters or like potatoes and socks to beat people so you don't leave bruises.
So I'm just running around like a grandma that got her purse snatched, just beating people with my balls. I feel like that would hurt me more than the person I'm beating.
Look, if it didn't hurt John Dillerman to chop down an apple tree, to helicopter in the air, then your magic balls will be fine. Pain-free. And you could like, if you have those large of testicles, imagine the amount of sperm that you can shoot, making the ground very hard to run on. And then you could like have one of those Scooby-Doo style moments where they can't like.
Or it could be like Spider-Man's web. Like if I just like douse you in my cum, you'll just be stuck to the ground until the police get there.
Yeah. So I would say that the testicles that know no bounds are much more useful than the singular penis.
Yeah.
That doesn't change girth, just length. If I had to choose one or the other.
You're going for King Kong balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Terrific testes.
All right. Well, I mean, you're making a case for me. You're swaying me. You're persuading me.
Like those testicles.
All right. Well, that was John Dillerman.
That was a lot.
Welcome to my past 24 hours.
I am going to look it up after because I have to see the motion, the stop motion. Like the amount of effort that they put into it. Or if the person that was working on set just wanted to get through with his day or her day or their day as quickly as possible. Like just another paycheck. I want to see how much they were paid too. I hope that's public. Yeah.
I would imagine that's public. I feel like Denmark isn't weird about that kind of stuff. The Danes, I think, are pretty open about that kind of thing.
How much do you think it costs per episode to make?
Probably not that much. Probably just like, I don't know. Per episode? I don't know. I have no frame of reference of like what that stuff kind of costs.
I'm guessing $50,000 an episode.
You think that much? I don't think that much.
How many John Dillermans do you think they went through?
There were 39 episodes.
And you think that little clay figure made it through each episode?
Yeah, but it's not going to cost like $30,000 to make a figurine.
They're just taking with the clay, rolling it out.
I mean, you could probably make him with Play-Doh.
Do you think it was consistent? Like when they made it, like it stayed the same size?
Well, I don't think it was claymation. I think they were doll. I think they were like kind of like stuffed dolls, kind of.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw some fingerprints and.
That's because the ladies couldn't keep their hands off of John Dillerman's.
Ladies the size of King Kong. Just
Well, that's the story of John Dillerman.
Are you going to do more research on him after?
I don't know. I feel like I've done quite a bit and without there being like English translated episodes. Maybe like if how about this? If like we start getting like subscribers and we start a Patreon, like the Patreon money goes to us like paying to have John Dillerman translated.
Mm-hmm. No. Episode by episode,
Yeah.
we're just gonna have
39 episodes. We do an English dub of John Dillerman. That'll be what our early Patreon money goes to.
Oh yeah, I can be the grandmother, and you can be John.
Or maybe we should just make the John Dillerman like the sister show of the guy with like the ever expanding balls. Maybe we do that.
Mm-hmm. What would his name be?
Well, I mean, I don't speak Danish. I only speak like Serbian. So like we would call him like maybe instead of John, like we do a different name. It wouldn't be John. It would maybe be like
What's a common Serbian name?
A common Serbian name would probably be like something like Nenad. So like Nenad Mudaman.
Mm-hmm. I think we have a hit on our hands. Nana Mudaman.
Nenad Mudaman.
Nana Mudaman.
Or we could just do the whole name in like Macedonian or Serbian. It would be like a mouthful though. Like Nenad Mudačovek.
Nenad Mudačovek. I feel like this would get even more views. I feel like that's an untapped market.
I feel like we could pitch this to Comedy Central and save Comedy Central.
Look, we have the Play-Doh budget. We don't even need to take 100 stills. We can just float them across the screen.
I think this is like the next South Park right here.
Mm-hmm. If you want to invest in us, Comedy Central, we're open.
Slide into those DMs.
I have no experience in stop motion, but I am not afraid to learn.
We're both hard workers. we both have a great work ethic.
What do you have coming up that you're excited for?
Well, next weekend, literally the day after this goes up, I will be flying to Raleigh, North Carolina for the Raleigh Comedy Festival. And I'm very excited about that. My first time in North Carolina.
That is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And in such a cool area, the Triangle.
Yeah. I only became aware of the Triangle during the show Man vs. Food. Because he went to the Triangle to do like I forget what the eating contest was, but like one of the things that he did before, because he would always go to like 3 places before the eating contest, and one of the places he went was like a hot dog stand, like a diner, not a stand, but like a diner where the like main thing was chili dogs. And he was talking to one of the locals in the restaurant, and the local was like very adamant that you would never be able to find a dog like this up north. And then cut to Adam Rickman, I think that was his name, interviewing the owner in the kitchen, and the owner's like, there's only one place you can get a hot dog like this, and it's in Michigan. So that's how I became aware of the Triangle.
Santi's family lives there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. His sister was here for your recording.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll have to let them know that the festival's going on. It's not that far.
Yeah. Come hang out, Santiago's family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exciting. Do you already have like the shows that you're on?
Yeah. I'm doing a showcase, and then I'm opening for Chris Higgins.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him I said hi.
Friend of the show, Chris Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I'll tell him you said hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. How about you? What do you got coming up?
Next weekend, I have Wednesday I'm in Grand Rapids.
Okay.
At the Scorpion Hearts Club, and that's at 7 p.m. So the day this drops.
Wait, is it Hearts Club?
Yep, but the show is called Scorpion Farts
Oh,
Club.
okay.
Yeah, it'll be the first ticketed show that they do.
Okay.
So
That's exciting.
Yeah. Thursday, I am at the Cultural Arts Center in Saline.
Okay.
And that's going to be a fun show. They're with Jackie Marpa and Shelly Smith and Pam Krugman. And Friday, I am in Squirrel Hollow in Battle Creek. I had to yes, Friday I'm in Squirrel Hollow in Battle Creek. Mike Jeter's headlining. It's his birthday show.
Nice.
And Sunday, I feel like I'm somewhere Saturday. Yes. So
oh, Saturday. But
yeah. I feel I'm gonna whip out my phone because I'll
pull the phone out. I've been reading from a phone this whole episode, Sam. You can pull your phone out to look at your dates. It's fine. You don't have to remember. This isn't grade school.
Oh, sorry. Saturday is Jeter's.
Okay. Is there anything Friday?
No.
Okay,
no.
so you're off Friday. And then Sunday you're going to Black Circle.
Yes.
In Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
And I know that because I agreed to do that show originally, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm flying back from Raleigh on Sunday. There's no way I'm going to be able to drive from here to Indianapolis after I just flown back from Raleigh. So
yeah. So I got a hotel for myself that night. I'm trying to get better at like if it's over X amount of hours.
Yeah.
To just get myself a hotel.
Yeah. Indy is one that I drive it.
I normally
Yeah.
drive it. But I'm like trying to get better at, because it always like the rest of my week, if it's like over a 4-hour drive, the rest of my week is after doing a turn and burn is me trying to like readjust to that.
See, I always take the day after Black Circle off. So because I know I'm going to do the like drive down, drive home. And so I take that Monday off so that I can do the adjustment on Monday, and then I'm good the rest of the week.
Yeah, because I never take any days off. I'm like trying to hoard days. And so I'm just like army crawling through the day. But I am doing Blind Pig that Monday.
Okay.
So I'll like start the day off in the hotel, and I'll probably just drive straight to Ann Arbor instead of having to ping pong back to Detroit and then back to... But yeah, that's next week.
All right.
Oh yeah, and then Hope and Anchor Pub in Loves Park, Illinois. It's like right next to Rockford. Is the 29th.
Okay. All right. Well, that's where we're gonna be at. So, I think my shows are Thursday and Saturday in Raleigh. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. It's Thursday and Saturday. I know that. I'll be posting. Go look at my social media if you want to come check out a show. So
yeah, I'm excited to see like the pictures from that weekend.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I'm excited. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the show if you're not already. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. I think we're on Blue Sky. No, we're not on Blue Sky. We're just on Instagram and TikTok. Facebook. Forget Facebook.
Yeah.
We don't care about Facebook. We do Facebook as a formality. Just follow us on Instagram and TikTok. All right. See you guys later. We're dying.
The man tells you to smile. You need to say thank you.